Hey everyone, this is Arun. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video on OTBI Analysis. Today I wanted to focus on 3 questions that I found in the comments on OTBI Analysis videos. These are specifically around navigating from the analysis to the application itself. So the first one is around navigating from the project OTBI Analysis to the project overview page. The second question is around navigating from Procurement OTBI Analysis or Purchasing OTBI Analysis to the purchase order pages. Third and the last one is going to be around the GL Transactional Real-Time Subject Area. So this subject area does not have an ending balance measure. So how do we calculate the ending balance measure using the existing measures that we have in this subject area? So those are the 3 topics that we're going to cover. Before we get started, I want to thank you for all the suggestions and feedback and questions that you guys ask. It's very important to me that you ask these kind of questions because I can make relevant videos for you guys. Hopefully you find these helpful. This video is going to be a little longer than usual because I'm having all these 3 different topics crammed into one video. All right, let's dive in, guys. So the first topic is around navigating from project OTBI Analysis to a project overview page. I'm logged into the BI catalog. Let's go ahead and select project subject area. Okay, I'm going to use the project management planning real-time subject area. You can use other subject areas if you want to, but the steps are going to remain the same. Great. So we're going to look at the project details. So let's go ahead and select project ID because that's the key. Project number, project name, project status. Let's go ahead and select maybe the primary resource, the name. I'm going to go ahead and select the project plan date. So planned start date, planned finish date. I'm selecting few columns that I feel make sense. You could select other columns based on your needs. And I'm going to select the actual finish date. All right. So let's go ahead and check the results tab to make sure we are seeing the data correctly. All right. So we have that correctly. Let me go ahead and go to view properties. I'm going to say enable alternate styling and I'm going to select repeat cell values. All right. So that enabled. So all the values are getting repeated. And we have a nice style. I'm going to go ahead and select content paging and paging controls 30. So how many records do you want to show in each page? All right, so I'm going to show 30 different records. And the moment I selected that option, you can see that it resized itself. The first thing you have to do is to make sure that you change the project ID column data format. So right now you have 1,000 separators and all that kind of stuff, which is not gonna help us when we try to drill from the analysis to the page. So let's go back to the criteria tab, go to column properties of project ID, then data format, override default data format, changes to number, and you don't have to make any changes here. Just click OK. Let's go back to the results tab and you can see the project ID is coming correctly now. Okay. All right, let's include a link on the project number field. So I'm going to go to column properties and then go to interaction. I'm going to change the column heading interaction to none and the value interaction to action links. Click on the plus icon and let's say view project details. I'm going to select and click on navigate to a web page option. I'm going to leave a link to this document, but we're going to use this URL right here. This is the format that we're going to use. So let's copy that and enter here. I'm going to change the URL to include the instance URL here. So, okay. I'll leave the link to this this document in the description, and I'll also leave details of this URL in the description of the video. All right, so once we have given the deep link URL, click on define parameters and click on the plus icon. The first one is going to be project. I'm going to hide this. Add the next one. Here I'm going to change this to column value, and I'm going to select the project key, which is the project ID column that we selected. Behind the scenes, the name of that field is project key. So let's select that. This is also hidden. Let's go ahead and select one more. And this is going to be the action that you want to do. Now, this document explains the different actions that are available. I'm going to select overview, right? Action, overview. And it says navigates to the project overview page. So let's click here and click hidden, click OK. I'm going to go back to that and options. I'm going to select open in new window, click OK. Click OK. All right, so I'm going to save this as projects analysis. Click OK. Go back to the catalog and let's open that. Click on the project number. Enable the pop-up option. And hopefully it should take you to the project overview page. So there you go. So we clicked on project number PCS10028 right here, and it took us to the project overview page. So let's go ahead and change one, add one more action link. So you can have multiple action links. So let me go back to the criteria tab, project number, column properties, interaction. I'm going to add one more. So here the link test is going to be view project, manage project plan. I'm going to select navigate to a web page, and the URL is going to be similar, right? And I'm going to change the host name to all right. So once we have that set, so the URL is going to be the same, but the actions are going to be different. So click on define parameters, click plus. The first parameter is going to remain the same, which is project. Second one is also going to remain the same, which is the project key. Hidden. The third one is going to change. So here I'm going to select manage fin plan. So it explains manage fin plan is navigates to manage financial plan page. Okay, so I have to include manage and not manage. So the first is going to be project, second is going to be the project key, the third one is going to be manage fin plan. Click OK. Click OK. OK. Save this. Go back to the catalog page. Open that analysis. And now you should see two links. One is the view project details and one is the manage project plan. So we already saw we can navigate to the project details page. Let's try this one, manage project plan. And it takes you to the project plan web page. So that's how you can navigate from the OTBI analysis to the project's web pages. Hopefully this helped. On to the next topic, which is navigating from purchasing OTBI analysis to a purchase order page in the application. So I'm logged into the application and I'm going to go to Procurement Purchasing Real-Time Subject Area. Let's search. All right, so we're going to select Procurement Purchasing Real-Time. Great. So let's go into purchase order header detail, and I'm going to go to order. So we definitely going to need the PO header ID and the order. Let's do purchase order amount. You can select other details as you want. I'm going to select description. Right. Yeah, that's all I'm going to need. So I'm going to go to results tab and make sure I can see the data. So yeah, everything looks good. I'm going to go back to the criteria tab and I'm going to change the PO header ID so that, I don't see the decimal places in there. So go back to column properties. I'm going to change the data format to override number 0. Click OK. Now we need a link to be enabled on the purchase order number. So I'm going to go to column properties, interaction. I'm going to say change the column heading interaction option to null. And here on the value section, I'm going to change this to action links. And by this time, you guys should know how to do this. You don't have to enter anything, right? So let's leave it like that. Let's click on plus, go to navigate to a web page. So here's the URL. It's going to be pretty similar to what we did for projects and other drill through options that we saw earlier. But here the object key is going to be PO header ID. So once we have that pasted, click on define parameters, click plus. Okay, the first one is going to be purchase order. Right? The second one is going to be the order ID. So I'm going to go to the column value and select PO header ID. This is going to be hidden. And the third one is going to be view. I guess we need this. Let's click OK. And I click OK. And I'm going to say do not display in a pop-up if only one action link is available at runtime. Click OK. Let's save this one. Let's see, PO drill. Click OK. I'm going to back to the catalog. And I'm going to go to where did I save this? PO drill. Okay. Let's open that. Let's click on the order number and hopefully that takes us to the purchase order overview page. Great. So there you have it. So you were able to navigate from a purchase order or the purchasing subject area analysis to the purchase order web page. Okay. Hopefully this has been helpful. On to the last and the final topic in this video. How do you calculate the ending balance in GL balances subject area? New analysis, and let's do general ledger. And I believe the question was on the general ledger transactional balances real-time subject area. So let's go into that. I'm going to say let me pick balance segment code, cost center, and account. What was it? Yeah. Here's the actual account segment and actual segment code and currency. That's all I'm going to need, I guess. So let me go into the balance details, balances, and let's go into base. And I'm going to see, so I have the beginning balance, I have the period net activity, but there's no ending balance option here. Let's go to the results tab and make sure we can see the data. Maybe I should have added the year. Okay, it's taking a long time. So let me go back to the criteria tab, and I'm going to add the time. I'm going to say period name, and I'm going to add the scenario to be actual. Scenario balance type. And let's do a filter on the balance type. Filter. I only want actuals. Click OK. And I'm going to add a filter for the accounting year. So I'm going to click on this add filter option and go to more columns. Then go to time, accounting year, click OK. Let's do one for 2020 maybe. Click OK. All right, so now let's go back to the results tab. Hopefully that comes faster. So we have the analysis, we have the balance segment code, cost center, natural account segment, currency, beginning balance, period net activity, accounting period name. Okay, I'm going to change I'm going to do one more filter and change this to maybe put a filter on the currency, and also I want period net activity to be greater than 0. So, but before that, let me go to the view properties, do content paging. I only want to see 50, enable alternate styling, repeat cell values, and click OK. So it looks good. Now let's go back to the criteria. I'm going to change add a filter on the currency to look at US dollars. So USD. I'm also going to add a filter on period net activity filter, and I'm going to say is greater than 0. Click OK. All right, let's go back to the results tab, and we should see the data. Great. So we have the data, right? So now, how do we calculate the ending balance? So it's pretty simple. Ending balance is beginning balance plus the period net activity. So I'm going to go to the new calculated measure, and I'm going to give it ending balance, and I'm going to say what I need is column, so beginning balance plus, I'm going to say period net activity, click OK, and that should give you the ending balance for that period. Yeah, so you can see that we have the beginning balance, the period net activity, and the ending balance. I'm going to exclude, I'm going to move this to here, right? And I'm going to move this here. I'm going to change the view properties and go to view properties. I'm going to hide the balance type field. Okay, I'm going to move to the excluded section, click on done. Great, there you have it. So you have OTBI analysis where you have the period net, move this here. So you have beginning balance, period net activity, and the ending balance. So that's how you can calculate the ending balance. All right, guys. So those are the 3 questions that I found in the comments, and I thought I'll make separate videos for these questions. Once again, feel free to ask questions, and I'll make videos whenever I have time. I really appreciate all the feedback that you guys are giving me, and hopefully you guys find these helpful. And I'm making the rest of the videos for the OTBI Beginners Tutorial Series, and I'll have them up pretty soon. All right, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you love the content that I'm making, please consider subscribing and share with your friends and colleagues who are interested to learn more about Oracle ERP Cloud and Oracle EPM. One exciting news is that I'll be starting a podcast pretty soon, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. That'll be geared towards more on new stuff that's happening in Oracle ERP Cloud and EPM. I'll try to get a few of my colleagues and who are pretty good at ERP tech, EPM, visualizations, etc., and we have conversations on those topics. All right, I will talk to you in the next one. You guys have a very good weekend and happy Easter weekend to those who are celebrating. Take care, guys. Bye, and see you in the next one.